All right, this is a video on word problems. It's a word problem review. When doing this, I ask everybody to make sure that you have a highlighter or a colored marker to highlight any important information. As we go through, we're going to self-monitor to make sure that we have the important information in our highlighted. So for the first sentence, Mike and Tony were collecting baseball cards for Fall Fest. Well, I know right now that it has to deal with Mike and Tony. They're collecting what? Baseball cards for what? Fall Fest. So those are four things that I've learned from this first sentence. Now this is a numeracy unit, so anything with numbers is important to highlight. Mike made 31 packages. Well, that number 31 is important with 6 baseball cards in each package. So planning, I know that Mike has 31 packages, and I'm just going to put P of 6. Tony made 29 packages, so Tony made 29 packages with 7 cards in each package. I'm playing Tony 29 packages of 7 cards. Okay, I'm looking at this question, and I'm seeing that 31 packages of 6 is basically repeated addition. 31 times you're adding 6. So that repeated addition is multiplication. So I'm knowing now that this part right here is a multiplication part. So Mike, to find out how many baseball cards Mike has, you have to take 31 multiplied by 6. 31 times 6. So that equals 6. 6 times 3 is 18. So I know that Mike has 186 cards. I also know with Tony that it's repeated addition, so that's multiplication. 29 times 7. 29 times 7, 7 times 9, I know is 63. Put the 3 here, carry the 6. 7 times 2 is 14. 14 plus 6, you must add this 6. If you do not add this 6, that will be an issue. That will be 20. So 203. I have 2 pieces of information now. That Mike has 186 cards and Tony has 203. But if you look here, okay, knowledge requires 3 points. Knowledge requires 3 points. So these are just 2 parts of knowledge. The third part of knowledge comes in this sentence. How many cards did Mike and Tony have altogether? Altogether is an adding word. So I know that this is an addition question. However, before I do these 2 questions, there's nothing really to add that makes sense. But now I have these 2 numbers, 203 and 186, so 203 and 186. So I'm going to, for the third part of this question, add these 2 numbers together. 203 plus 186. 6 plus 3 is 9. 8 plus 0 is 8. 2 plus 1 is 3. A proper sentence would be Mike and Tony have 389 cards altogether. When doing this sentence, Mike and Tony need to be capitalized. Make sure you have a period, okay? If you're looking at this question, there's only one sentence because there's only one communication mark. For inquiry, well, you have to find the important information. If you find that Mike has 31 cards in packs of 6 and Tony has 7 or 29 packages, sorry, Mike has 31 packages with 6 in each, and Tony has 29 packages with 7 in each, then that is showing the inquiry. You would get 2 there, okay, which we have done. For the knowledge, you need to have this part right here, this here, and this here. If you have all those 3, you would get 3 correct right there, and that would be a perfect question. Moving on. Who had the most cards, and what was the difference in the amount Mike and Tony had? Well, immediately, just comparing the 2 from the first part, we know that Tony has more. So you can start the sentence, Tony has more cards. Okay, but how many? Because who has the most cards? That's the one part that's important. Difference is the second part because that's a subtraction piece. We know that that is the two numbers that we're going to work with is 203 and 186. Okay, because we're comparing Tony and Mike. When subtracting, you always put the larger number first. So you should have 203 subtract 186. Can you subtract this? You cannot. 3 is smaller than 6, you must borrow. You can't borrow from 0, so must borrow from 2. Make that a 1, make this a 10, 9, 13. 13 subtract 6, well, that's a 7. If you don't know that immediately, you take 6 and count up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, which equals 7. 9 subtract 8 is 1. 1 subtract 1 is 0. Tony has more cards. He has 17 more. The communication mark is 2 because it asks two different things in this question. The first part, who has the most cards and what is the difference? So Tony has the most cards. He has 17 more. That would give you 2 marks. You've found the numbers from up here. So that would give you your inquiry mark of 1. And you've subtracted correctly. So you would get the knowledge mark of 1. Moving forward, and I'm just going to include at the Fall Fest sale, Mr. Jansen donated 47 Pokemon cards and Miss Bell donated 36 Pokemon cards. They decided to sell Pokemon cards in packages of 5. So I'm self-monitoring what's important. 47 Pokemon cards is important. 36 Pokemon cards is important. They is important because it means that they did it together. So you have to add these two numbers, 36 and 47. Okay? And packages of 5 is important. So first off, plan, and I have, I'll just say Mr. J equals 47, Miss B equals 36, and you add those together, 47 plus 36 equals 7 plus 6 is 13, carry the 1. 1 plus 4 is 5 plus 3 is 8. 83 cards in total. But they put them in packages of... It's okay. They put them in packages of 5. So you have this number 83, and you have to put them in 5 different groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, to do that, that is a form of repeated subtraction, or in what we've been studying, division. So 5 into 83. 5 goes into 8 one time. 5 times 1 is 5. Subtract 8, subtract 5 is 3. Bring down. 5 into 33 goes 6 times. 6 times 5 is 30. Subtract 3. Remainder 3. So we have 16 packs and remainder 3. So let's start looking at these questions here now. How many cards will they have? How many cards will they have in total? They have 83. So as a sentence, you could write Mr. J. Jansen and Miss Bell have 83 cards. They had how many packs? 16. 16 packs. And the last part, if they sold each pack, how much would they make? Well, we know that there's 16 packs with 3 left over, right? So 16 times 3, 3 times 6 is 8. Carry the 1. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 48. They had 16 packs. They would make $48 in total. All right. For this is actually a 3. This question would be 3 because there's 3 parts of information. There's how much they made, how many packs they had, which is 16, and how many cards in total they'd have. So if you did all this, you would get 3. If you found the right information, Mr. Jansen had 47, Ms. Bell had 36, you would get 2. And if you completed the 3 steps, because there's 3, this would be a question of 3, you would get 3 here. All right. There will be a question like this and like this on the word problem assessment, on the final assessment. Study these tonight, and good luck.